All right, team. I just finished posting a recap for last week's performance. So let's get right into this week's plan and see what we got for this week and what kind of information the market is providing and what kind of application I'm looking to implement this week. So the first thing we need to do is determine in what condition is the market right now. So the market right now is on a 5 day balance with a high being over here at uh, 45.62. So 45.62. So when I move this here, 45.62. Let me just be exact in here. 45.62, and the text here is gonna be 5 day balance. And we're going to take a look in here on the low side, and this is going to be a 5 day balance, and the coordinates for that will be 44.94. So as of right now we are towards that 5 day balance, and to get the 50% of that, of the halfback, what we need to do is we need to draw our fips, and we need to go to 62, let's be exact. And this is going to be a 5 day balance here. Okay. This one is going to be 5 days. This is how we're going to determine our targets for this week. 5 days. Okay, pretty cool. Now, we need to determine in what condition we are on a weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, we are one time framing up. So we're one time framing up on a weekly time frame. But I have here the previous 4 week balance, which is right here. And also, if you want to take a look at this area here, it says, I believe I have the 2 month balance low of 43. This is the halfback. So we're going to find the 4 week balance. We are now on a one time framing up. So I'm not moving the 4 day balance. I want to leave it there as a reference because that is obviously the previous level. So one time framing up, and if this is last week's low, which is the 5 day low balance, if we were to trade below that, we're automatically going to be on a weekly balance, but we won't know what the balance zone is going to look like until the end of the week. So the 4 week balance, I'm going to have to write here so there's no confusion prior. So prior, so I know that I'm looking at prior week information and not necessarily current week information. So we'll do that. We'll keep it here for now. So all the information that we need to include here is that we have a rollover gap in this area. So we have 2 rollover gaps to deal with. So I'm going to clone this gap here, and I'm going to move this gap over here. So I have specific information here. As you can see, the settlement for the previous contract, the one from June, is settled at 43.04, and the gap is 43.25. So I have to find here 43.25, which is right where we at here, 43.04. So I got this information here. Let me change the number here and put June's rollover gap. And here we're going to call this September rollover gap. In September, I have here that um, basically settle at 44 or 44.61. So it's at a 44.61. That's in this area here. Settle 44.61. That's what is settled. So the gap will run all the way up here, which is 50-point gap. So we're gonna look at it from here. Yeah, exactly right there in this area. You look at where we opened here. This one here open '07. That was on Thursday. That was the first day that the rollover contract became available, or some platform switch the contract. So the rollover gap is now 92. Would be your the 5-day balance low. This area here is basically what we need to fill to complete the gap fill. So I'm gonna bring this over here in this area and figure out what we got. So it's a lot of confluence right here in this zone. It's our last session low as well, um, and last session high. Try to capture information. Last session high. This is uh, RTH, which is 930 right here. Or you can just do this and just last session high would be this here. See the candle 930, that's when we made our high. And 4 o'clock, obviously right over here, it will be a last session low. So now we got basically got this information here. And I think you probably know where I'm going with this. If you have been watching me for a while, you probably know where we're probably heading to. So rollover gap here, covered this area here, and the prior rollover gap. We line those up for aesthetics. And with this week's we have FOMC, so we expect some volatility. So that's where we got. So if we are on a 5-day balance, let's get some measurements here. And if we have a 5-day balance low here, and we got a 5-day balance high here, where's at 50%? Exactly at 45.28. No surprise, right? No surprise at all. 45.28. So we'll delete that for now. Well, let's leave it there because this is what we're going to use to identify some targets. All right. So that being said, let's focus on the important things here from the weekly plan perspective. So what I like to see, I mean, this number still is important to me, but let's look at last week's profile. So this is including ETH. So from the moment we open on Sunday to the moment we close on Friday. Value area high at 45.40. Value area low 45.09. That's last week's. So POC, this could not be more predictable. 45.27. It just can't. It just you cannot be more predictable. Insane. But anyways, I'm happy to see that because that gives a lot of validation to what I do. So what we're going to do here is very simple. So we're going to get some targets. And I believe I already have the targets, zones map out. It's a shame that you can't put text on this thing. Oh, maybe you can. Okay, so there you go, parallel channel. So T1, downside, T1, top, uh, right. Let me see what it does. Well, the right side would be like probably all the way. Oh, it's just the right side of the channel here. Okay, cool. So what I need to do is, if you want to move this, obviously you got to select the channel, whatever you drew the channel, and move the channel. Because trading view it's a little tricky with this kind of things, but whatever. I'm just happy that I can name the channels. So what we're going to do this week is pretty simple. We're going to pivot from um, same pivot that we used last week, which is 4508. So nothing really changes on that. 4508, and uh, our target number one. This is why it's important to work on zones, guys, because we have to be able to operate like that. We're gonna bring our target number one to. We're gonna make the middle of that area. We're gonna make it 43, which is equals to last week's uh, value area high, a whole zone right there from 43 to 47. So just be in the lookout of this zone here. From 37 to 47, that's 10 points. I would like to say start watching from Friday's RTH session high, which is 40. Um, from 40, um, let's put it 39 and a half so you can watch for that area there. Then what I like to do is I like to bring this one down here a little more and cover that 62 area. If you get an overshot to 66, great. And then what I like to do is leave this one right here so we can cover that 50% of that range. So the 50% of the range that we are in right now in terms of our balance zone is going to take us to, so you measure the 50%, back to half back is the 28. That's equal to 34 points. So if we were to add 34 points to the top of this area here, where would that take us? And that's how you get that minus 50% right there. All right, so I'm going to delete that because I'm going to leave that target right there. And now I'm moving it. On the downside, if we pivot in from here, my first target is at, from 04. If you take a look at last week's plan from 08, our first target was, I want to say it was 77. So let's take a look at that and see how it looks. So I had my first target at 4478. 4478. We're going to target this area here was the first one. So we have here a poor marker structure in this area, but we gapped up around it. So we have like a weak structuring here from this area to this area, 86 to 73. And that's why 78 was important to me, just to front run this area. So I will leave that area just like that. So the same 50% that I mark from here, from 0 to the 50%, I'm going to take that and mark it from 0, which is the lowest point, to 50%, and that takes us into the gap fill area. See that? And the 100% will take us into this area here, which is the double of that. All right, so I do like this target here, 77. which is gonna cover the top of this portion here. The next one is the 57 that I have marked here. It will include a fill of the contract rollover right here and a 100% extension of the move downside from the balance on. So we can again 34 and something points, 33 points. I want to say. There you go, 34 points. That will fill that gap perfectly. Targeting this prior 4 week balance low would be great. And then where do we go from here? Well, we got to go back to uh, our areas here, and I believe I had selected here that 43. I believe it was 4401. So 4401. Specific reason why I got 4401 selected in there. In the 4401, let me take a look at it. I believe it coincides with some support activity or POC, but we'll leave that zone right there because nothing really changes from this area here. Oh, there you go. That explains. This is the 5 day balance. I don't know why it took a little bit to generate, but this is basically a naked POC that we got here at 4401 area. So that's basically the reasons why this not a lot of activity here. Obviously, the 4426 seems important because I was a prior value area high, but I will just leave my targets there. So like I said, we got 77, we got 56, and then we got 01. That's my thought process there. And on the upside, we got 44, 67, and 92. Those are the targets for this week. Thank you so much, and good luck for this week. Bye bye.